Okay, this is a 3-hour video of our trip to Hawaii in 2017. Kind of a dream come true for Grandmom and I. It's way too long, but I figured I'll just archive all the pictures and videos on here, and anyone who wants to look at them can, and then I can get them off my hard drive. Thank God we got to go, and we had a wonderful time, and so hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye. I'm going to do a little video here along this path. You really can't see. It's going to be bouncy because the path is so uneven. Lots of roots. Look at that. Look at the roots. Wow. I love those roots. Yeah, I don't think you can find a more picturesque spot in the world than places like this in Hawaii. Hawaii. This is really... Talk about sticking your neck out. There's the beach. Some friends from Malaysia. Side, yes, I know you're praying that I don't fall in. Me too. And my iPhone doesn't fall in. Me too. I'm going to go a little bit quieter, very carefully here.
creation, you can only come this far. And who showed the moon where to hide till evening? Whose words alone can catch a falling star? Well, I know my Redeemer lives. I know my Redeemer lives. All of creation testifies this life within me cries. I know my Redeemer lives. Yeah, the very same God that spins things in orbit runs to the weary, the worn, and the weak, and the same gentle hands that hold me when I'm broken. They conquer death to bring me victory. Now I know my Redeemer lives. I know my Redeemer lives. Let all creation testify. Let this life within me cry. I know my Redeemer. He lives to take away my shame, and He lives forever. I'll proclaim that the payment for my sin was the precious life He gave. But now He's alive, and there's an empty grave. And I know my Redeemer lives. I know my Redeemer lives. Let all creation testify. Let this life within me cry. I know my Redeemer. I know my Redeemer. I know my Redeemer lives. I know my Redeemer lives. I know that I know that I know that I know my Redeemer lives. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow.
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch's treasure.
Did that help you get your wetsuit on?
How great the pain of searing loss. The Father turns his face away
Very colorful too.
as wounds which mar the chosen one bring many sons to glory.
Behold the man upon a cross, my sin upon his shoulders. Ashamed, I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers.
It was my sin that held him there until it was accomplished. His dying breath has brought me life. I know that it is finished. I will not boast in anything. No gifts, no power, no wisdom. But I will boast in Jesus Christ, his death and resurrection. Why should I gain from his reward? I cannot give an answer. But this I know with all my heart, his wounds have paid my ransom. Why should I gain from his reward? I cannot give an answer.
But this I know with all my heart, his wounds have paid my ransom.
That. Oh, you know, wait, stop.
Standing on the promises of Christ my King, through eternal ages let his praises ring. Glory in the highest, I will shout and sing. I'm standing on the promises of God.
Standing on the promises that cannot fail. When the howling storms of doubt and fear assail, by the living word of God I shall prevail. I'm standing on the promises of God. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God, my Savior. Standing, standing, standing on the promises of God. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms. I'm leaning, oh leaning, safe and secure from all alarm. I'm leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. Stand on the promises, stand on the promises.
State National Park. There's the Pacific. Here's a beautiful lady reading a sign. And there's the outcropping of hills over there that they have huge windmills on. And we go around the corner. And we're surrounded with lava. Wonderful lava.
That's a really interesting.
And this is all about the plant growth here. Yeah, we're going to get a picture of this. There's lava. Lots of lava. Okay, shutting down here. Should point out to you that in 1907, that lava flow, which is the dark one there, which is the one over there that's real dark, that was just 110 years ago. Went all the way down to the sea. So there's 750 to 1500 lava flow, in 1887 lava flow, and in 1907. When will the next one be? Only the Lord Jesus knows. He's building this island, flow by flow, into a new land. Here we go again. I hope this is working. And there's that incredible tree. deep's the water? 20, 30?
At least that.
Yeah, so it's safe to jump if you hit the water. Yeah. And those bags, are those crab pots?
What they're doing is they call that trash bag. They send a bag out with small buoys, flotation devices, and they have bait on it attached to that. So bait, they pick up bait
Oh
way
my
out.
God, how smart.
Use the wind.
Yeah, that's very smart. It's a little sail to carry your bait out. So they have a lot of line out. Do they catch any big fish or just little ones? More? Oh my gosh. Wow, what a cool place. The southernmost tip of the United States. Yeah, it's a beautiful place too. I love it. Very peaceful, pretty. Virginia? You live around here? Near Hilo? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see them, I think. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yeah, I see. Wow. Beautiful. There's a big fish over there. See? Yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of them. Now, those are big, pretty fish. Like almost like angelfish. Well, thanks for explaining that. That was really very cool. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Enjoy your life. All right, there's an ahi or something. Pretty good to eat. Now that's a rod. Oh my gosh. That is one rod. Looks like it holds 1,000 yards. I'm from Virginia. What test line do you have there? Is that 100?
Like 150.
150?
Yeah.
You could climb that. 150. And how many yards do you have on your spool? About 1,000?
This is a 14 hole, probably with 130, maybe near around there. I don't really know. This is not my. I have a 12 hole over there with like 700 yards on it.
This is only 150.
Yeah, this is 130.
130. I mean, how many yards are on here?
800, maybe 900 at
yeah.
the max.
Yeah, because it goes way
Not
out
too
there.
much, yeah.
It must take you forever to reel them in.
Depends where we put them.
Yeah, I mean those black things are pulling your bait way out there.
Yeah.
Wow,
kind of use the wind to pick the line out for you.
that's a great idea.
Catch marlin, ahi.
You know, that's very smart. I've never seen that done off of like a pier or something.
Yeah, there's catch all types of stuff, ahis.
Yeah. And people come out here and jump off the cliff. Yep. I see this girl over here. This girl's thinking about it. Oh, it's a beautiful spot. Well, here we are on the southern tip of the United States, the big island of Hawaii, and you've just seen some of the natives fishing, Native Hawaiians fishing in an incredibly good fishing spot, using black bags as sails to pull their bait out to sea farther. Very clever. Let's hear it for black trash bags. And some people, like these kids over here, look like they're going to dive in the water. I hope they're going to be careful. When rocks get wet, they really get slippery. Oh, Lord, protect them. Yes, Lord. some kind of place here. Be safe. So, there's the rod. Quite a place. So now we're going to go to Volcano State Park. Beth is real anxious to get there. Want to see some live lava. Lava. Gotta love the lava. So we'll sign up for now. Here we are at the famous Black Sand Beach on the southern tip of Hawaii. And as you can see, the beach is very black sand. Are very pretty. They're coming to get me. They're coming to get me. The waves are very choppy out there. You wouldn't want to be in a boat. You'd be seasick. Better take your Dramamine while you're watching this film. All right, let's go over and see Beth. Lost their shoes. Oh, look at that. My wife's got her feet in black sand. Oh no. What's going to happen? Probably feels just like other color sand. Brown sand, white sand. Very pretty around here. Lava rock. All right. We take pictures of the sea breaking against the shore here.
lava is coming from the source, it can add on lava vertically. So if you look at the walls here, you can kind of see like there's notches, right? And then let's look at some other rocks here. This is considered the ground, that's not considered. A lot of the rocks have mini gas vesicles, kind of like the middle of a cookie crunch bar, and some of them are very dense. This is pohoihoi. This does not belong in the ground. This came from someplace above us. Originally, this wasn't here. I'm going to give someone in the middle of a pack a flashlight. Is that mosquito ban working, Joyce? Kind of?
A little bit.
Yeah, they don't.
You should spray, huh?
Mosquitoes find me highly attractive.
Me too.
Yeah, I wish science could figure out exactly why. We know some of the reasons why certain people are more attractive.
Yeah.
There could be 5 mosquitoes swarming around one of your sons, but just one of them will bite you, right? Okay, so when you have if you are holding a flashlight, make sure you're not walking around blindly. The flashlight is really for the ground, for safety. Okay. All right, you guys ready? So right now you see the wind out here. We'll probably feel a breeze from underground. This is the wood from the LPO tree, the limestone, but it will fluctuate slightly, and that's because there's going to be a lot of surface cracks. You can see all the cracks in the ceiling. What's more measurable, though, definitely, is the humidity and airflow, and again, that's all dependent on ambient weather outside.
Cool.
You guys see okay? Yeah. If you guys want to kind of gather on this side for me, Bob and Beth, have you guys been to the Volcanoes National Park?
Not yet.
Not yet.
So they do have lava tubes there. The famous one up there is the Thurston lava tube, but they're in the rainforest. It looks very different. So, Chris, you guys have been in the Thurston lava tube, you said, right? What's the biggest difference looking at this compared to the Thurston lava tube? What's missing?
We couldn't see
Water.
much.
Just
water, yeah.
Wet, right? You didn't have any of this crusty stuff, yeah?
Oh, the yellow stuff?
Yeah, all this secondary.
No, it wasn't in
Okay.
there.
Yeah, because we're in a lava desert. There's a lot to look at, so if you don't want to pay attention to me, that's fine. You can look around. Seriously, I may be boring. But let's look at the wall here for a second, if you care. Okay, so a lot of things happen during the cooling process of the lava tube. Not necessarily the genesis of the cave. In limestone caves, for example, there's cave formations like stalactites and stalagmites. And in a lava tube, we have them too. However, they happen all at once. And so during the cooling process, the lava will turn from a more fluid-like state to a more toffee, drippy-like state. So all of these are stalactites. And it's just from the lava cooling, and they happen all at once, and they're not going to continue to grow, unlike a limestone cave that has stalactites. But what will continue to grow will be secondary minerals, and we'll get to that in a second. But what I like is all the colors. So the chemical composition of the lava rock is called mafic basalt. There's a metallic content in there. So you see all the red in the wall? That's all iron. During the cooling process, think of this air that rushes into this hot chamber. The air gets superheated. The minerals in the mix get drawn to the surface, separated from the rock. So besides iron, mafic basalt has hematite, magnetite, magnesial-ferrite. I'll go on and bore you, but I won't. But you can also see the varied porosity. Yeah, some air is very porous, some air is not porous at all. Kind of blue in there too. We call that blue rock. And we'll talk about the secondary mineral that's leaching off the ceiling and wall for a second. In a second. Let's look at the ceiling up there. Remember I said 25 feet tall? Okay, so that's the 25-foot tall ceiling. But look at the perimeter, and does there look like there's something missing in the middle? Where did all of that go that was in the middle?
On the floor.
Yeah. So, very good. So,
Some
notice the
tourist
lava
things out of
tube
the way.
structurally sound in the shape of an arch. So during the cooling process, the inner lining of the tube is going to start to shrink and expand, and so things will shift and fall. So we call this breakdown or rubble, and we always witness a considerable breakdown or rubble near large openings like what we walked into. But if you look closely at some of the bigger pieces there, notice they flipped over. These big ones here, that one and that one. So that tells us that not everything is falling at once, that they were probably hanging precariously and then gave way.
Still have pieces falling from the ceiling?
No. I would notice, we had a decent earthquake a couple Saturdays ago. It was centered below South Point, and things above ground had moved, but I did not see anything moving here. And then again, I have not cataloged the billions of rocks underground.
Yeah.
I would notice definitely if there was something totally out of place, and I didn't. Now, if we were underground during an earthquake, it would probably be one of the safer places to be, provided it wasn't a 7.9 and the epicenter wasn't right here.
Yeah.
Then I'd be worried.
Right.
Because during an earthquake, what's moving is the surface ground. So you see video of a store with things falling off the shelf. It's because the surface ground is what's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Is that comforting?
Well.
Notice all the cracks on the wall. These cracks aren't from earthquakes, but just from the inner lining of the. Yeah. Anytime you have a question, go ahead and interrupt. It's cool.
Have you found any fossils down here? Yeah, buried in.
Who asked that question?
Huh?
Was that you, Danny?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was Bob?
Yeah, is that okay?
Oh, yeah. Fossils of things like.
Well, plants, animals, as the lava flowed over it, have you found any in the lava?
Actually, not fossils that were covered. There are things that died in here after the lava.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So there are rats, roaches. Believe it or not, goats come into lava tubes. So we find goat droppings.
Right.
Goats looking for water.
Sure.
Yeah.
Salt.
I'm going to walk a little bit further under the shelf here. Anybody smell bat guano in here? Bats don't roost in lava tubes. But we'll get into that in a second. Under the shelf, I'm going to move over just a bit. The cave coral tells us that's here and that it fell. So we call them puzzle pieces. Like, I'm not sure if that could be it down there that was part of this ceiling here. Could be something on the other side.
So cool.
But yeah, there's layers of rock, yeah, so you can see that, and it's pretty wet.
It's sparkly. Is that the wet?
I call that cave sweat, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cave sweat.
Yeah, make it sound a little bit more.
Yeah. Moon milk, yeah.
Okay, so we're going down.
Clear moon milk.
And some of these rocks, if they look like you could pluck them out, but we're not 7. Okay, so
Well, here we are on a cool, misty day at Volcano National Park. And down there, where you see the smoke, there are Boy Scouts camping. No, there's lava flowing. And all these people are here to see it. And they come from all over the world. Here's the Jagger Museum. There's a lookout up there. And there's Beth in her hoodie.
I gotta go get my jacket.
Yeah, it's getting cool here. Anyhow, there was a little flare up down there a moment ago.
Big flare up.
Let's see if I can extend my handy dandy here. Alright, hold on. It's worth waiting for. Wait for it, wait for it. Oops, I got it. Alright, there's the... Hopefully that's getting it.
Let's come back.
Yeah, we'll come back. Well, you saw it here first. Volcano National Park. If the lava ever stops flowing, they have gas furnace backup down there to keep the tourists coming. Hey, this is a rich source of income for the state.
Yeah. You don't want to lose it.
I know.
So it all goes to the national parks.
Exactly. We got to
This is
keep that
national parks.
lava flowing or some reasonable facsimile thereof.
I found a heart. I found a heart.
All right, over and out for now. Here we are at the University of the Nations, Kona, Hawaii. A place that we've wanted to visit for a long, long time. Should have come here when Kelly and Kyle were doing their
Hold on, stop. I want you to carry this for me.
training with Youth with a Mission.
Maybe you can't.
And we almost came to do a Crossroads DTS for older folks back in the early 90s, mid 90s.
35.
And here we are.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
So this might
And we're looking for the cafes, which is,
be it because there's a banyan tree.
yeah, there's the banyan tree. Good job. That's the Banyan Tree Cafe right there. I'm sure when our Kelly and Kyle see this, they'll bring back a lot of good memories. There's the mountain, the volcano that spewed all the lava for the airport north of town. I forget the name of that. It's one of 5 volcanoes on land here, and then there's a 6th in the ocean, building something underwater. There's the beautiful seacoast. Not many beaches.
Time, Kelly
Yeah.
Bixler.
So here we are. And here I am, finally, at the University of the Nations.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I love this place. Any place that's dedicated to reaching the nations, I love. See you later. Now this is a banyan tree. Wow. That is some kind of tree. Don't you wish you had one of these in your front yard? There are the aerial roots coming down to seek the ground and make more branches. Look at that. Wow. Some kind of tree. Very sinuous. The roots are, looks like they're on the outside of the bark instead of inside. Yeah, very. That is some tree. Help, help, the banyan tree's got me. The banyan tree's swallowing me up. Wow, that's some kind of tree. All right. Here, get in there, Beth. I'll get a picture of the banyan tree swallowing you up. Here, get in there and I'll get...
Here, get one on my phone.
Here, you can hold this. Wait a minute.
No, I'm
You
not.
can hold it. Yeah. Here's Beth being
Oh, it's Lauren Cunningham. No.
being swallowed by the banyan tree. Oh, look, they got up there they have a tree house for kids in that tree. Oh, that's cool.
Another cool banyan tree. Here, take it.
All right.
You want to take a picture?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to... One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. There you go. I want to get a picture of this thing over here. Now that is a cool tree house. Look at that. Wow. Only in Hawaii. Tree houses like that. What a cool place for young people to come to be trained to be missionaries, to go around the world. Yeah. I wish all my grandkids could do this, and all the kids in the church.
Yeah.
Wow.
Read.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So, if you are in the church, or if you're one of my grandchildren, and you want to come to University of the Nations to train to be someone who can take the gospel to the nations, please talk to me. This is a wonderful place to come. Of course, there's places all over the world like this you can go to be trained with Youth of the Mission, the largest missionary organization in the world, and a wonderful one. All right, so check this out. Hard to believe. And it's under this incredibly beautiful tree. I think they stole this out of the Garden of Eden.
On and on
It's an amazing tree.
and on.
Oh my gosh, the gardens here
Filming these trees.
are something else. All right, let's check this out. That's pretty. Yep. We're flying, we're flying. Ooh, check it out. Ooh. Is that beautiful? Or what? Incredible, as they say in Mexico. Es muy maravilloso, muy bonita. Venga aquí para ver. Oh my gosh, this really is a Garden of Eden. We came here to see coffee plants, but I think we found something else. Wow, what a place.
I don't think we get in this way. We gotta go around the other way.
Yeah, I think we gotta go around the other way.
Wow.
Wow.
That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Oh, they've got plants growing on, like their plants.
Yep. I don't think they sell these at Home Depot. What do you think?
Their plants growing on the tree.
What a tree. And look at this thing. The many-armed, many-branched. The old coffee grinder. Now we have electric ones. Yep. A little big for my kitchen. Oh man, I love these. Look at those things.
Coleus. What, these?
Coleus?
That's Coleus.
Wow.
We have those at home.
Prettiest ones I've ever seen.
But isn't this thing, whatever that is,
That tree is magnificent.
white? Oh my goodness. White.
All right. And here we go. This is the cafe zone. Oh, I've been known to drink.
And these are called what again?
Going into the jungle.
So this is chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
Big yellow herb pods, they could be different colors, but that's chocolate.
Oh my goodness.
Then we got anthurium.
I don't see any pods. Where are the
I don't
pods?
have any right at the
Oh,
moment.
okay, that's why I don't see
You'll be
them.
able to see them though.
Oh, these things on the ground?
No, here.
No, I mean, are these pods on the ground? These
No, that's from that. That's called a monkey pod tree. And
monkey
that's-
pod. Okay.
That is worthless. But usually you'll see little pods growing from this tree.
That are the
And it's
A chocolate tree.
A cow, but
cow.
I don't see any.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I call these elephant ears. I don't know.
Is it milk chocolate or dark
Yeah, those
chocolate?
look like elephant. Those look like elephant.
You're
ears.
too funny. They're funny like that.
That's easy
What are these? Now, what are these?
California upside down flowers.
California. Never in my life of it.
Yeah, so I thought I'd show you.
They don't sell those in Home Depot.
Beauty is so beautiful here. Yeah,
Oh my
you'll
God.
see orchids like crazy. Look at how they're just growing right off the trees. Look at this. The roots of,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, everywhere. Just orchids galore. Just growing on the
Oh
tree.
my gosh. Oh, Mr.
You
Orchid.
have to be careful here. You drop something on the ground, it grows.
Yeah. Super
Some
fertile.
places you drop it on the ground, it dies. And this is a North Fork pine. That's our Christmas tree.
Yeah. We recognize that. We're from Norfolk.
Yeah, and coffee trees.
Coffee.
Yeah, grab one of these umbrellas in case it rains and take some two people. Just do with your little.
Coffee beans. Coffee beans.
Well, Tim's gonna take you out.
So how long?
Go. Let's go on a
Half an
tour,
hour.
Bob.
Half an hour. Oh, we gotta get some coffee. Gotta get some coffee.
Lightest to darkest.
Are
Are you darkest? Try that one.
All right. Full City Roast. Chameleon Blend.
All ground.
Wow. So how long have you been here?
Almost 18 years from Santa Barbara, California.
Ah, wow.
But I grew up in LA. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm out of here. I don't want to live in the big city anymore.
Really? Yeah. Yeah. I lived down there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
You know,
small.
that's a chocolate farm. It's a little bit darker. It's not as dark as dark, but it's kind of like just before the. I know it's supposed to be.
Uh-oh. I better get a kiss up on the trip.
That's a real chocolate farm.
Down below the tree line in the residence area. Here, when he's not on the property. I know he's not on the property today. He's had a big coffee competition over in Maui there, entering a bunch of our coffees in that competition. So hopefully he'll come back. Well, I'm sure we will have won something out of that competition with our coffee. So we'll be in the Greenwald family name for many more hundreds of years. Probably ever, as long as this is a Greenwald farm, or as long as this farm is here, it will be a Greenwald farm, because the family is a very big family, the Greenwalds. They're all throughout this island, and a lot of them are back in the mainland of the United States too, the Greenwald. Kona coffee. All right, what everybody came here for, Kona coffee. Well, it is grown in only a specific geographical area, and it's a very small area. It's only 26 miles long, where you can grow coffee and have it called Kona coffee. It runs from almost the town of Kona to about another 15 miles south. Only 26 miles. Our highest elevation for growing Kona coffee only goes to about 3,000 foot. It's too much higher than that. It's too wet, too much moisture. Coffee doesn't like that. Lowest elevation, 800 foot. Too much lower than that, it's too dry, not enough moisture. Coffee doesn't like that either. Almost every day in this 26-mile district, we get the same type of weather. Very consistent almost every single day of the year, the same weather. If you were here with me this morning, beautiful blue sky, gorgeous blue skies here in the morning. You can see the ocean, dark blue. It's really gorgeous up here in the morning. Clouds come in around 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12:30 or so, sometimes 1 o'clock, giving us our shade. Comes in from the east, across from the Hilo side, gives us our shade. And now, well, it's already had started raining. Well, but whether it starts raining even more in the next hour or the next few hours or later on tonight, but it's probably going to rain some more here today. And it does those three things almost every day. Consistent weather, coffee really likes that. Sunshine, shade, moisture almost every day of the year. You won't see any real irrigation equipment while we're walking around because we don't need it. We get plenty of moisture from Mother Nature here because we don't need any additional stuff. The great soil underneath our feet right here too helps a great deal, because remember, this is the youngest Hawaiian island. We have the freshest mineral-rich volcanic soil of all the islands. So combined with our great weather, this great soil makes everything grow good. It grows very fast, and the stuff usually grows very big. As you can see, these gorgeous avocado trees above our heads really love our great soil, great weather. We have 7 different varieties of the avocado on this farm. About 200 varieties of avocado are on this island. The trees in front of the store and to the right, those are navel oranges over there. We've got orange trees, we'll be ready about September, October. We've got tangerines on that side of the farm. We also have lychee nut trees over there, and there's a big avocado tree that produces avocados half the size of a bowling ball. They get so big parts of the year. Crazy big avocados. This big bushy tree behind us, that is a lychee nut tree right there. That had some red lychee on it just last month, had some lychee on the tree. Gorgeous tree. The trees in the far corner, those are mangoes, those tall trees. And you can see a papaya tree, lower left side. With ripening papaya starting on that tree, or lower as you see. The orange there. The mango and the papaya trees all around the property here on the top. Alright, well we're going to get started right now. We're going to head towards our little bridge.
Yeah,
okay. Put some coffee on the other side of that bridge. There's another gorgeous avocado tree right here with some really big avocado.
Oh, wow. Oh man, making me hungry.
We got a whole crew of gardens. They'll come in Monday. We'll start going through and cleaning up and doing the cutting and everything. Mr. Greenwell's a stickler for neatness on his farm. He's a stickler.
See that. See that.
Right here on this side of the farm, apple banana trees right here. I got about 125 yards of apple bananas running down this side of the farm. I got many, many more of the apple bananas on the other side of the farm too. Your apple banana does not taste like apple, trust me on that one.
No.
It's a little bit shorter, a little fatter, a little sweeter than what you're usually used to back in the mainland there, but
we like them.
Yeah, they're good. They're very good.
I just have one.
I don't get the apple thing about it. I don't know. I think they just call them apple just to distinguish them from regular bananas. I don't know. But they're very good if you get a chance to try them. A couple of weeks ago, we must have had 600 of them up there. We were selling four for $1. So
Wow.
we had so many of them. Today we don't have a one. Follow me now into this very, very special field of coffee right here.
What are those? Figs? Are those figs? There's a fig tree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at the figs.
I'll bet you they're figs.
And they have no squirrels to steal them.
Really, I know. How good is that, huh?
Are these coffee?
Yeah, these are coffee beans.
Coffee beans.
This one's hazelnut, and that one over there is French vanilla.
These are very, very old coffee trees right here. You can tell by looking at these stumps. These stumps are very old and fragile right here. These trees are put in the ground by Elizabeth Greenwell and her family back in the year 1900. So these are 117-year-old coffee trees we're standing next to right now. Coffee trees have been known to live to about 120. But I'm thinking we're going to pass that by a lot of years because we still have over 100 of these old trees left.
Wow.
Just amazing that they're still here with us. We are in the 4th generation Greenwell family. Name and his great-grandmother planted these trees in that year 1900. So just amazing they're here with us. Looks like a lot of coffee on those trees. That is not a lot of coffee, trust me. Old coffee trees stop producing a lot of coffee once they get past 30 years old. This is not a lot of coffee. Young trees would be much more fuller, much more bushier. The branches would be much more longer. Old trees just seem to stop producing a lot of coffee. They produce an exceptionally good coffee, like a fine wine off of old grapes. But you just don't get enough for production purposes off of an old tree. We're usually pulling trees out of the ground out on our main fields when the trees hit 30 years old. We'll take those trees out of the ground, replace them with younger plants we grow in our greenhouses. We typically grow them to about 3 foot tall from seed. Takes about 2 years to get them that tall down in the greenhouses. We'll stick those young trees in the ground, give those trees another 2.5 to 3 years to grow up and mature, but then we're going to get a lot of coffee off those trees for the next 30 years. So again, very good coffee, in some cases even award-winning off of old trees, but just not enough for production purposes. So you don't want to have a farm with a lot of thousands of old trees on your farm because you're going to be not doing too good. A lot of coffee off of a young coffee tree. Coffee trees are unique in the fact they can bloom in the springtime 6-7 times.
Wow.
Which means we can pick from the same tree 6 or 7 times during the harvest season. Not like the apple, oranges, other fruits where you pick it once, you have to wait till next year. You can come back to the same tree each month to our season and pick ripened cherry off of those trees. Our picking season started this year, the second week of June. That's when coffee cherry started to arrive here on the farm. That season's going to run then from second week of June all the way now into next year, January, February, maybe even March, because it lasted this past season into the second week of March. Very long season for the coffee harvest. Now this is the reason why we only hand pick every single bean off of every single tree.
Oh my gosh.
Because if you pick it when it's green, it doesn't ripen off the tree like some fruits do. We have to pick it when it turns color.
Oh my
Yellowy orange, orangey red, or red. That's when we want to get it off the tree. Then you know the bean has started to grow correctly and started to make a good coffee bean in there. So that's why we only hand pick every single one each month. We go back and rotate and go back to the same fields and pick what has turned ripen and revisit those same fields each month for 6-7 times throughout the very long season that we have here. So a lot of labor involved with the coffee process here on the Big Island. A lot of manual labor. Well, inside this little cherry, we call it a cherry because it looks red like a cherry. About the size of a cranberry they can get, roughly anywhere in about that size. Inside that little cherry skin is the coffee bean. Well, now we have to harvest that little fruit and get the bean out of there so we can make our coffee out of it. So let's go over here and see how we do that.
Who brought the first coffee beans here? The Europeans, I guess, right?
Came from Guatemala back in 1828.
Oh, okay.
That's the coffee that came to the Big Island, came from Guatemala.
Guatemala, okay. Do you have deer on the island?
Deer? There are a few deer, not as many as the Wahoo. Mr. Greenwood got those over in the Wahoo one time when he was over there. But there are some deer, not as much as some of the other islands have, but there are a few on this island.
Do you have trouble with goats destroying things?
Nah, the goats, we don't see too many goats over here on this part of the farm. A lot of wild pigs.
Oh, that's a
the
disaster.
pigs will come on and root up the trees and stuff, so that's why we have our farm dogs who control the pigs.
They're a
We got a
disaster.
couple farm dogs who can take care of the pigs. But yeah, the goats, usually the goats are up in the little rockier areas. There are goats down this side of the island, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
But
really?
mainly you see them up along the outer areas there when they're up in the rocks and things like that, which is pretty cool. Goats, there's even wild donkeys on this island too. We catch them. They're few and far between now because they removed a lot of them back to California and some other places. But there's I haven't seen one yet since I've been here. So. But yeah, we have all that. No natural predators for anybody, so that's why there's no snakes, no wolves, coyotes, bears, anything that's going to hurt. And that's why the chickens run around, and they don't have any predator that's going to eat them or anything. So.
Therefore, the geese are really stupid.
Yeah.
But there is a device invented in Oklahoma by a local research outfit called a boar buster.
Oh, okay.
Which is capable of catching an entire sounder of pigs in one drop.
Wow.
You may want to look into the boar buster.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
something that is a terrible problem in Oklahoma.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of pigs because just all the settlers that came in, they had to have pigs on their ships so they could eat them, back then. And they just let them, they got out and they had pens, but they get out of the pens and go off. And, so that's what happened. Everything was bought here, and then they would escape and things like that. So, this facility right here is called our wet mill. This is where we start the removal of the red skin from the coffee bean. Right here, a little coffee bean right there. We call it a wet mill because it's going to use water involved with that process of removing the skin. Well, in this 26-mile Kona Coffee District, there's about 250 local farmers that we deal with. They bring their coffee cherry to us. We buy it from them. But there's probably over 600 farmers in the whole district who deal with other of the places that buy coffee cherry. A lot of them, all they do is have coffee trees on their farm. All they want to do is sell their coffee cherry and get their money for it. So they'll bring it into a farm like us or one of the other 3 farms. There's only about 4 farms in the Kona district like us that buy coffee cherry and make it into Kona coffee. So as long as those farms are in that 26 miles, it is Kona coffee. But if they're outside by less than a quarter mile or so, it's no longer a Kona coffee. They have to have it processed somewhere else. They'll have to have it called something other than Kona. Big Island coffee, Hawaiian coffee, whatever they'd like to call it. But it's a very regulated area as to who's Kona, who's not by the agricultural department here in Hawaii. Other great coffees on this island and the other islands too. So when you go and see some of those other Hawaiian coffees, give them a try because they're very exceptionally good. Kona just happens to be the most well-known of all those coffees because that's what everybody's heard of. So we represent Hawaii with Kona coffee. But again, try those other coffees in the different parts of the islands and the different islands themselves. Down at South Point, when you're around the corner there, you're going to come into Kaiu Coffee there. Good stuff. Good stuff down there, friend of Mr. Greenwell's. Up in the Hamakua Coast, they got great coffees up there. Even in the Hilo side, which is a little wetter, they're doing some coffee over there. And then like Maui coffee's good. Kauai coffee is excellent. Molokai and Oahu even have their coffees too. So try those coffees while you're out visiting Hawaii. It's good stuff, really good stuff. That's where Mr. Greenwell is now. He's over in Maui with all the competitions and stuff. So all those coffees from the Hawaiian Islands are all entered into those competitions there. So hopefully we're going to come out with a prize. We won last year. We're number 1. Everybody's out to beat Mr. Greenwell. We came in with a Pacamara coffee, it's called. 2 different trees, a Paca something or another and a Mara, whatever it is. Crazy names on these trees. Took us 8 years to grow these trees, and we got a limited harvest of 600 pounds from those trees last year. Strictly unique just to this farm. No other farm in the Hawaiian Islands had the Pacamara, and we won first place with it. So it was pretty cool.
That's cool.
That coffee sold out within a week after we won first place right there in the store. And it was selling for $75 a pound.
Oh my God.
We sold every single.
That'll keep you awake.
We don't even have it now because we sold it all. It's gone.
Now, was this,
This year we're entering our Jenny K that's up there on the table. Jenny K tastes better than that Pacamara did. This is exceptionally good coffee right there. I think it's going to win. I bet we bring back the award this year too.
now is Pacamara from South America, seed from South America?
The coffee family tree is very big. There's a lot of varieties, but your most hardiest trees are down at the bottom of that family tree, and Arabica is one of those hardy trees. That's what 90% of all Hawaiian coffee is, Arabica tree, because they will grow in just about anywhere you put it. It will grow. But again, they all grow unique fields. Everybody grows a unique coffee plant to try and beat out everybody else in the trying to win their own thing. That's why we all have our own special fields of coffee that we grow in our plantations here around Hawaii to try and enter in those competitions. Remember, Hawaii's the only state that produces coffee. We got to have those fun competitions between the Hawaiian Islands right there. So it's pretty cool. So the competitions usually start in July, and they're going to run a lot of them every month. There'll be 2 or 3 different competitions. They're going to end in November, where we have the first 2 weeks of November usually are the big competitions where they have some other, not big competitions, but competitions where you all can go around to the fancy hotels. Everybody's coffee is usually there being sampled out, and there's master chefs there giving out food and things like that. So if you ever get a chance to come back first couple weeks in November, pretty cool over here. And then when you come back to a farm like us in November, this place is crazy. We wouldn't even be able to stand here if it was November right now. There'd be cars and trucks coming in here all day long, dropping off coffee. This deck would be loaded with bags of coffee. A whole different atmosphere for different parts of the year here. Today it's the weekend. We're not even open on the weekend except in coffee cherry, even though we are in the season. It starts out slow in July, and then it gets busier and busier. And then the second week of August, that's usually when it hits really hard. Everybody starts coming in. Everybody's picking from every elevation. And it usually stays busy until the second week of December. So for those few months, it's very crazy here. We get thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of pounds every week into this facility here of coffee cherry. It's crazy here.
Where do you get your workers? Do they
Well, we have 50 full-time employees just to work on the farm.
I mean, just for that big harvest.
Seasonal pickers, we have seasonal workers. Most of them are from this island. our seasonal workers. Men and women pick coffee here from Mr. Greenwell. A few of those pickers, they do come from a couple of the other islands. Most of them live here on the Big Island. So we do have about 40 to 45 men and women picking coffee for us during the season here. So this machine, this facility removes the red skin. First thing we're going to do when those folks drop off their coffee, well, we're going to give that farmer a receipt. He can take his receipt. He can leave at that point. He will receive payment for that cherry at the next pay period on the farm. But now we're going to make it our coffee. And they usually bring it in burlap sacks. And you see I got some burlap sacks drying off right there. They bring it in those burlap sacks. And they're capable of holding anywhere from a pound to a little bit over 100 pounds if you stuff it right. You can get in there. So they'll bring them in those sacks. Our guys will give that farmer a receipt for the pounds that he brings in, and then we're going to make it into our own coffee. First thing we have to do, remove the skin. So they're going to dump those sacks into this tank right here in the corner. This tank funnels down to that size, down to about an 8-inch diameter. Then they're going to turn on a water system down inside that tank, and the water's going to push, that's why it's called a wet mill. Water's going to push the cherry to the back of this very, 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 very old machine right here. Did I say it's very old? Right there. This machine's responsible for removing the red skin from this machine. This machine was built back by the 3rd generation Greenwell, probably back in the 40s, maybe even during the time they were bombing Pearl Harbor. You can't just order coffee machine parts through a catalog or anything. Nobody's making them. So we have to maintain this equipment. That's why it looks very old, but it's maintained very well. We have a full machine shop down below. A couple guys can make some parts that we need to replace each year that wear out. Any of the specialized equipment that wears out and we can't replace it ourselves, we'll farm that out to another machine shop and they will make those parts for us. But this one still runs very good even though it's very, very old.
Interesting.
The coffee cherry gets funneled through that pipe by the water pushing it, goes into a series of augers through this machine. This machine with the augers and the water pushing it through those augers removes the red skin from the bean that's in here. The red skin goes into this trailer right here because we have to put it into a trailer because we got to empty that trailer 10, 12, 15 times during the busy days when we're getting on all those thousands and thousands of pounds every day. The red skin, well, we used to put it all back into the ground and compost it. But that was until somebody determined that this red skin that covers the coffee bean is very, very healthy for you. It's very high in antioxidants, 8% higher than blueberries. It's a very healthy product here, and a gentleman decided to make this product called Kona Red. And his company was on the island of Kauai, but he got so big really fast, he needed more room, so he moved to California. So he's now processing in California and able to ship his Kona Red. He makes it in a juice form and a powder form. He sends it to stores like your Trader Joe's, your Whole Foods markets, even your GNC stores. You should be able to find it, and maybe even your grocery store in a vitamin aisle, you'll start to see Kona Red. Very healthy antioxidant benefit from this cherry skin. Very trace amount of caffeine in the skin, so it's not going to get you all jittery or anything like that. So you can use it that way and not be affected. It does not taste like coffee, I can guarantee you that too. But the antioxidant benefit is very, very good for you. So it makes us a little bit of money saving the red skin for that gentleman who makes the Kona Red. The bean inside. Well, let's look at the bean that's inside of a coffee cherry right here. Let's open this one up. There you go.
Yep, that looks
It's usually, well, that's not the coffee bean yet. We still got 2 more layers that have to come off of there. We still got a lot more work to do. Still got a lot more work to do. We got to get down to the green bean. Yep, that's what we need. Not much left of the skin once we take out the that 2 bean right there. It's not just an outer hull. The bean, you can see it's kind of wet. It's very wet.
Yeah, it's sticky.
It's sticky and slimy. It has a mucilage layer on it.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
It's just stuck to my finger right here like that. Oh,
there it went.
that's ground coffee now.
Oh.
I did not do that on purpose, but I got to take
That's
advantage
where
of
you-
that.
You got
joke.
to.
That's
You
all I
got
gotta
to.
do.
I
That's
mean,
where,
you know.
that's where it comes from.
Ground coffee. All right, so the bean, very wet and sticky, has that mucilage layer on it. So once it's down into our soaking tank, it leaves here. There's 6 tanks behind this deck that goes down into those water tanks. It's going to soak down in there for about an hour and a half. Any of that bean that has any kind of issues with it, it was picked when it was too green. or it's too overripe. And by overripe, it's going to be a dark purpley maroon color when it comes in the skin, and the bean has started to ferment and go bad already. Anything that has an issue with it was eaten out by a bug. It's just not a good coffee bean. It didn't form correctly. Well, it's going to be lighter and it's going to float to the top after about an hour and a half. Anything else, all the good stuff usually sinks to the bottom after that hour and a half. There still could be some issues with some of that stuff down below, but that's going to get weeded out the further down it goes in the processing. So we'll start with the stuff that sank to the bottom, skim off the floaters, and not use it. Well, that bean is very wet when it comes out of those soaking tanks. Now we have to dry it. Our preferred method of drying is out on these decks underneath these roofs right here. Each one of these roofs is on wheels. One of our guys can open this roof in about 10 to 12 seconds or so just by pushing on it. They move very easily and they will push and sit straight back over the back of this facility right here. They're going to expose the coffee to the sun. It's going to dry in the sun. If you look under here, you can see coffee under there. It's not the coffee bean again yet, but it is the parchment layer. That's the layer that's right in my hand that you saw, but it's no longer sticky right there. It's going to dry for maybe 7, 8, 9 days, depending on the sunshine and how hot and how dry it gets, how hot it gets. Our guys are going to check it for moisture content. They don't want to take all the water out of the bean. They're going to dry it down to an 11% moisture content. That little bit of water that we leave in that bean, that 11%, that helps that bean grow up and swell up and look like those nice brown coffee beans you see in the store. So that's through the roasting process, that bean will expand and get bigger.
What's it laying on? Is it like on screen in there?
It's like on plywood. No, it's like plywood.
Okay.
Roof moves very easily, as you can see. Even though it's tied up, it moves very, very easily. I'm just hardly pushing on it. So it can be moved and opened very easily. Starts to rain or the guys go home, nobody's here, they close it back up. They don't want it to get wet once they start the drying process here. We got enough room on these 4 decks here. We can dry a lot of coffee here, but during that busy time I was telling you about, we don't have enough deck space to dry those amount of coffee that comes in here during that August, September, October, November. There's no way, especially for 7, 8, 9 days, however long it's going to take. So what they do when it's real busy here and we get thousands and thousands of pounds every day, well, each one of these decks has 2 trap doors on them. Underneath those trap doors, we have big drum dryers back there behind this facility. What they'll do, they'll dry the coffee out here for maybe an hour just to get some of the wetness off the bean. So, because now they're going to push it through that trap door into mechanical equipment to dry the coffee. They don't want all that water going in there. So they'll pre-dry it for about an hour instead of 7, 8, 9, 10 days or so. They'll open up the trap door, open up the drum. They'll reach down, open up the drum that's underneath there. The trap door on the drum, they'll push the coffee down in there and they can dry the coffee a lot quicker than 7, 8, 9 days. It only takes about 20 to 25 hours. Doesn't change the flavor of the coffee, doesn't do anything to the flavor. We're just drying, we're not roasting. It's just basically like a big clothes dryer that you have back home. Warm air blowing through your clothes, drying your clothes. Same thing here, warm air blowing through our bean, drying our bean. Only you'd be able to dry everything you own in your house in one load in these drums that we have back here. Yeah, do one load of wash. One load of wash. What's that? No, they tumble. Yeah, they tumble in there. Yeah.
It's like a grain dryer.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. We use the propane in these big fuel tanks as the fuel for the flame that dries the coffee. We also use an electricity now, more expensive in Hawaii, electricity. But there's times of the year where we don't have a choice. I've seen it where we've been running 5 out of the 6 drums that we have back behind this facility. I've never seen all 6 running. Sometimes we may have to run 2 or 3, sometimes 4, maybe 5, you know, so they'll keep up with the process of how much comes in each day, and they can utilize and keep it going. Because once it comes off the tree, we only have 20 hours to get the bean out of the skin, otherwise it's going to start that fermentation process. And we don't want that to happen. So our guys are here every day until they get every single bean out of every single skin before they go home. And sometimes parts of the year they're here till 7, 8 o'clock at night, because they don't go home till they get at least the bean down into the soaking tanks there before they'll go home each night. So they get some very late days sometimes. So we can keep up with the process, and it also could rain here for 2 or 3 days. and we can't dry out in the sun. So we can utilize those drum dryers when we get bad weather. We got an offshore hurricane that's stalled and it's just dumping rain on us, you know. So we can keep the process going. Because the pickers aren't going to stop just because it's raining. Because they got to get it off the tree within about a week and a half. Otherwise, it's going to over-ripen too on the tree. If it falls off the tree, it's probably no good already too. So they're going to be picking whether it's raining or not and bringing it into us whether it's raining or not. And we'll be here for them. Because we're only closed 3 days a year on the farm here usually. And during the harvest season, we're open 7 days a week, this facility right here, when it gets a little bit busier. Any questions up to this point? Everybody good?
That pipe is something you move when you push the...
No, that's just the... that.
It looks like it would be hit by these things.
No, it's not. Because see, that doesn't even go near that.
Oh, I see. It slides under that. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Gotcha.
You can see the wheel system right
Yeah,
here.
yeah, now I see
very
it,
nicely
right.
on there. What was I going to say? Alrighty, the Mr. Greenwald's farm, total of about 75 acres. Most of our fields, our coffee fields, are up above Route 11. Our farm goes up the mountain to 2,600 foot. That's our highest elevation. Most of the fields down this, we have a couple of them like that. Most of the property down this side of Route 11 is all the buildings associated with the coffee production. The big white building you passed on your way down the driveway, that's full of thousands of pounds of green beans that we can store year round. Because we don't have coffee here year round, but we can roast year round. We keep our supply and demand in our store and our mail order room going, and we can ship green bean to the coffee shops who order it from us. So we can keep it for a long time in buildings like that. Then we got our roasting room, our mail order room, the little store, office area, the main processing building down below, this facility, the machine shop, the big greenhouse complex behind here. We have 3 Greenwald family members that live down here on the farm too. Mr. Greenwald's family on this side behind the big trees. Mr. Greenwald's one sister is down this part of the farm. Mr. Greenwald's other sister and family over by that telephone pole down to the left there. They live on the property too. So this is mainly all facilities down this side of the farm here that we have here. All right, the pickers, again, seasonal workers, while they're here with us, they can live in those green buildings we supply for them right there. They have their cooking, sleeping, showering facilities there. They can come and pick for a month or so, maybe go home, visit their families, and then they'll come back throughout the long season and continue picking here on the farm. They get paid by the pound, so they're going to get paid for what they pick. So that's how they get paid. All right, let's go around. Oh, I'm sorry. And the rest of the property makes up all the trees that we have, all the fruit trees, the mangoes, the bananas, the papayas. We also have 5 acres of macadamia nuts growing down in front of Mr. Greenwald's residence down here on the farm. So that makes up the rest of our big property. In some cases, I didn't say we go down to 900 foot, which is well past the furthest tree. Right here, roughly, we're at 1,500 foot above sea level. So 2,600 foot down to 900 foot here on the farm. So it's a pretty good sized farm this way. In some cases, we're about 3/8 of a mile wide this way on the farm here. So it's pretty long and narrow. On those acres of coffee, 65,000 coffee trees we have here on the farm. That's a lot of coffee trees.
Wow.
65,000. Again, most of those being up the mountain there. A lot of coffee trees that we have. We're not picking from 65 every year. Some have been replanted. Some are older trees that we're going to be taking out of the ground, redoing those fields and stuff like that. So we keep them constantly changing. They're constantly changing and upgrading and stuff. They keep track of the age of the trees, just so they know when it's going to get close to the time where we're going to have to be replacing trees. So they'll keep track of each field that they put in, so they know when exactly that was planted and how much production we get out of it. Let's go around the other side and look at coffee after it now that it gets nice and dry. And we get down to the green bean.
The word coffee, where do you all say it came from, that word?
Well, our coffee that came to the Big Island came from Guatemala.
No, the word coffee.
Oh, the word coffee? I have no idea where the word coffee came from.
I can tell you.
Okay.
It's an Arabic word, kafir.
Oh, really?
Which means infidel. And when the Muslims first encountered coffee around Austria, Only the Europeans had it, and so they said it was the drink of the infidels, the kefir.
Really? Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
It was a derogatory term that became,
Yeah, there you go.
like the word Christian used to be a derogatory term too.
That's fun.
Still is someplace.
That's pretty cool. Oh man, in this great soil with this great weather, everything grows fast.
Yeah.
They got to prune 4 or 5 times a year.
Really?
Our trees.
Because I
they'll
noticed you
grow so
had
fast.
broken branches on the older
Yeah.
trees that
Yeah.
they were too spindly and collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll trim a lot of the fields many times because they want to keep them short. We keep them short just for the pickers.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because coffee
Makes
trees
sense.
can grow well over 25 foot.
Oh,
You
wow.
let them go, but the pickers couldn't pick from that kind of
Right,
tree.
and that's so
And it's
thick.
too unsafe here to use any kind of ladder or lifting truck. There's nothing level on this island at all, unless it is bulldoze level.
Yeah, you
You're
don't
either
really
going
need it.
uphill or downhill on the big island.
Wanna put it down?
So yeah, we couldn't use any kind of lifting device. So we keep them short so they can bend over the branches and pick the coffee from those trees that way.
Never thought about
Very
that.
important. Yeah, very important. I always put my my sticky coffee bean there because Mr. Gecko is going to come up there and he's going to lick the sweetness off the bean. He likes the wetness on the cherry and this part that's stuck to my fingers there. So he'll be up. Hopefully he'll be up in a few minutes there. Except a couple days ago, one tried to sell me insurance.
Oh, no.
Gecko guy
Oh, jeez.
I gotta use
You
it.
didn't like his accent.
Yeah, I didn't. Talk like the British guy or something. All right, this again, you can see our roof system here. There was coffee on here yesterday. They took it off yesterday. It was dry enough. They took it off. And you get a good view of where it's going to sit during the day back on this platform, way up in the air.
Yeah.
Once they roll that roof back,
Right.
it sits way up there during the day. And then again, it goes up whether it rains or it's time to go home. All right, right here in my hand. Now this is what was sticking to my hand a minute ago. All right, this is what was sticking to my hand. You can see some of the layers have started to come off. Even some of the green bean has started to come out of those skins through the guys working the coffee and drying it. Walking on it when the guys are out there raking, it doesn't hurt the green bean. The green bean's very hard.
Oh.
You pretty much have to grind it up to do anything with it. But walking on it starts to crack these 2 layers once they start to dry out. So very important process. Again, not just the drying of the coffee, but helping the bean get the skins loosened up. So when we get it down below, it comes off a little easier for us. So let me show you the 2 layers.
Coffee walkers.
So I wonder what, yeah.
The 2 layers, again, the first shell, like that peanut shell,
Oh, yeah, there it goes.
that's called the parchment. And this is taken off again by a machine down below. There you go. Oops. There's the parchment skin, again, like that peanut shell right there. All right, that we do collect up a lot of that, and we put that back into the ground, and we compost that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The farmers even will come back. Some of the people who dropped it off, they'll come back and grab parchment.
Grab some.
We have it supplied down here in big storage bags. They can come and take it back to their farms and use it in their fields or wherever they want to put it. There's a little finer skin on this bean right now too. It's called the silver skin. It's just a little fine protective layer. Let's see if I can get some of that off. Little protective layer between the hard shell and the little green bean right there. And you can see it starting to flake off right there.
Right.
Just a little fine silver skin. We're not concerned about this layer because this layer will burn off in the first 120 degrees of roasting.
Yeah.
Because we're not putting coffee flavor into this green bean until we hit 400 degrees. A lot higher. That flavor and that little skin will be gone way before that happens. All right, but there we go. There's basically what a green bean is right there. Now that we have it as a green bean or the parchment, so either one of these 2 configurations right here, we can now store this up to 2 years.
Wow.
Before roasting. We don't have to roast it right away. And this way we're storing it, we can roast it up fresh. Because once you roast it, your coffee starts to go bad. So you don't want to roast up
Gotta be
1,000
fresh
pounds and
roasted,
let it
yeah.
sit on shelves.
Right.
You want to roast it only as we need it. So that's what we do up here. We will roast it only as we need it. But now we also can now ship a lot of green bean back to coffee shops all around the world to the folks who order green bean from us. A lot of coffee shops around the world. You need
Yep.
green bean to roast in that coffee
Yep,
shop so
yep.
you can make your money by selling coffee. A lot of coffee shops in the United States, thousands of them in each state back there in the United States. Well, they need green bean to get, so they can use in their coffee shop. Well, the ones who buy it from us, well, when they get the green bean sent to them and they receive it, well, they're going to roast it themselves. They're going to put their own flavor into this bean by roasting it. They're going to serve it as coffee to the folks who come there in the morning on your way to work. You stop at your local coffee shop, get your coffee, get your day going, get your caffeine so you can get moving, do your good job. You might go there during the day, stop in, get your coffee and something to eat while you're out shopping and doing things with your cup of coffee there. They'll also put it in their own bag and sell it as their own coffee in their coffee shop. The only thing they can't do is call it a Kona
That's
coffee.
what I was going to ask, yeah. Yeah.
Because to be a Kona coffee,
it
has to be grown in Kona, has to be processed in Kona, and has to be roasted in this 26-mile Kona district.
Gotcha.
Called a Kona coffee.
Right, yeah.
They're roasting it themselves wherever they are, putting their own flavor into it, whether it's good or bad. They're taking responsibility for it, so usually they call it whatever their coffee shop name is. Somewhere in their coffee shop on a chalkboard, they may say where they got the green bean from, or it may say on their bag or a sign in their store there, whether they got it from Kona or Colombia or Guatemala or Sumatra or wherever they happen to get their bean from. But again, very strictly regulated by the agricultural departments as to who is Kona, who's not, and how you have to call your coffee like that. A very regulated industry. When our green bean gets to our roasting room, well, medium, again, like I said, 400 degrees, our lightest roast. That's our medium roast. All right, that's going to roast for about 20 minutes. This bean's now going to swell up a little bit bigger, almost twice the size of that bean, because it's of that little bit of water we left in there during drying. A little bit of water helps that bean expand and get bigger. That bean is now, when you brew it up in the coffee, it's going to have a nice medium flavor taste to it when you brew it up. Now we go up in temperature about 5 degrees every roast in between medium and our espresso roast. Our espresso roast is our highest temperature. That's going to roast at 460 degrees. Higher temperature, maybe a few extra minutes longer, but that's determined by the folks in the roasting room. They have the most important job on the farm. They are the ones putting the final flavor of the coffee into that bean by roasting it just right. So it may need a couple extra or a couple less extra minutes for that 460 degree espresso bean. Now that espresso bean is going to swell up and look like a dark brown chocolatey looking bean. Almost a wet looking bean for the amount of oils that's drawn out of the inside of this bean. And that's how we get our coffee flavor into the bean, by roasting it at different temperatures. Same bean, same green bean, different temperature, different taste in coffee. If you chewed on this bean right now, all right, you chewed on it right now. Well, first of all, you're going to chew on it for a while because it's very hard. It takes you about 5 minutes to break it down, and with your teeth, if you bite right into it, you'll probably crack your tooth. You break it down a little bit, and the flavor you're going to get, well, I can guarantee you it is not a coffee flavor. That flavor, I call it earth-like. And by that, I mean it's going to taste like grabbing a handful of grass and chewing on it. That's about the flavor. You might get no flavor at all. I've tried it where I haven't tasted anything chewing on a coffee bean. Just not a good taste at all. But that's not until the high temperature roasting puts that coffee flavor into that bean will you get a taste of coffee. Now, take for instance our chocolate mac nut up there on the table. That flavoring is put on after roasting. They take the hot bean out of the roaster, they put it into a drum. Comes right from the roaster, there's a little chute there, and they can put it into a drum. It's on an angle. That bean goes down into the drum. They then pour a liquid macadamia nut flavoring on there, or the chocolate mac. They turn the drum on, and that liquid takes about 10 to 12 minutes to coat and dry on that hot bean. And then when you all buy it ground, or you grind it up yourself, well, now you're going to taste the flavor of whatever it was you happened to purchase it. So the flavored coffee is only a coating on the outside of the bean. People thought we threw macadamia nuts in the roaster and let it happily cook together, but no, it doesn't work that way. Just a liquid coating on the bean. It's all flavoring in. All right, folks, the only place in the world you can buy a bag of Greenwald Farms coffee and walk out with it in your hand. Right there. That's it. He does not sell it anywhere else but right here in that little tiny store. Wow. Because he knows the coffee on that shelf has been roasted fresh. Yesterday, Friday was the last roasting day. And most of that coffee was bought up here yesterday because we sell a lot every day. Very, very small store right there. We have even a smaller stockroom attached to that store. So while we're out on tour, the tour guides who are left are replacing from that little tiny stockroom whatever has been sold throughout the day. Tomorrow, when tomorrow's Sunday, right? Yeah.
Right.
Monday, when our guys come in and to open the store up, they're going to take an inventory of what they need in the back room there, and they're going to go right to the roasting room and they're going to roast it up nice and fresh. So our coffee is freshly roasted. Most of that stuff maybe most a day to 2 to 3 days old. Doesn't get much fresher than that. Coffee starts to go bad as soon as it's roasted. Mr. Greenwell's philosophy, well, he does not want his coffee sitting on a store shelf, wasting away the time everybody could be enjoying it. He wants to supply the freshest possible coffee. We make our money with our green bean, selling it to all those coffee shops.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we sell more green bean than what we actually keep to make coffee out.
Sure.
We sell a lot of green bean. So the coffee, he can keep it as fresh as possible there. Our coffee gets freshly roasted. When it's roasted, it comes hot right out of the roaster into our bags, unless we're going to flavor it, and then after flavoring it goes into the bag.
My Jesus, I love thee, I know thou art mine. For thee all the follies of sin I resign. My gracious Redeemer, my Savior art thou. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now. I love thee because thou hast first loved me and purchased my pardon on Calvary's tree. I love thee for wearing the thorns on thy brow. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now.
In mansions of glory and endless delight, I'll ever adore thee in heaven so bright. I'll sing with the glittering crown upon my brow. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now.
Pacific is not so.
This is called Whittington Beach, just south of Punaloo or Honolulu or some kind of Lou, where that famous bakery is, the most southern bakery in the United States, and the most southern restaurant, different place in the United States. It's a very dramatic setting here. Whittington Beach. Yeah, I ought to have a road sign just for that tree.
They ought to say what it is.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask what's the name. Oh, yeah, it's a fine tree.
Let's go. Oh, yeah, totally.
I want to walk around on the other side.
Look at all the berries. You want to sit on the branch over there and I'll get your picture? Not right over here. Oh, that's wet, yeah. Oh, like right here?
Up against it. I don't want to get in it.
Oh,
The other side might be better. How about here? Whoa.
all right, what do you want? Stand? Just stand there. Just get it, yeah.
What about that?
All right, that's Let's try to get the. Oh yeah, get the. I know how to get that for us. That's right. All right, ready?
Ready?
Okay. I think I got it.
Here, let me get you in it.
Kan niet Tavianas
Let me get you. I
abziehen?
don't know. Can't see it.
Warum nicht? Mit Hawaiianas rutscht man eher aus als als Blottfuß. Ja.
Okay, let's see.
Oops.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Gosh.
Some trees. That is awesome.
Oh, the cigar. lava came through. Yeah, and I think around 1990, and kind of changed the topography a little bit here.
This land wasn't there. This
Yeah,
was ocean. We're standing on what used to be ocean.
Apparently this is all new land created by the lava about 27 years ago, and little town back there that, got split in half by the lava when it came through. It looks like piled asphalt, but it be lava. Lava. Yep. There's two kinds of lava we found out. This is one kind, it's kind of smooth. Got the ridges and all of that. And then there's the other kind called the aha, which is sharp edges. So I figured they named that because when you step on it, you go, aha! If I see some, I'll let you know. But this is the smoother variety. And there's lots of it. What? Hot lava. Beth says it's very hot. There's actually a T-Rex under that little mound there. T-Rex egg is hatching, and it's going to pop out of there any day now. See, it's all cracked. Ha ha ha. Godzilla, I think, was born here. Not positive. Might have come out of one of these craters.
Here, go over there and touch the lava.
Oh yeah. So here we are. People make little gardens out of the stones and plant trees, trying to regain the ground here. Yep. Pretty amazing topography. There's another dinosaur egg in there, and they're trying to hatch. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, here's another one. There's a dinosaur egg under there trying to hatch, pushing up the lava. That one might be a triceratops. We're not sure yet. But here's some ancient cave drawings. Yeah, probably 10 billion years old right there. And back then they knew English. It says, "We arise again." There you go. Proof that aliens visited our planet, English-speaking aliens. Okay. Did I touch the lava? No, I haven't touched the lava. So, a lot of dinosaur eggs here hatching, of course. If you listen closely, you can hear them. Hear that cracking sound? Yeah, kind of a low rumble, cracking. Sometimes you hear the squealing when they come out of the eggs. I'm going to touch the lava. Ooh, not hard enough to fry an egg, but could hurt yourself there. All right, it's your own personal tour. This is what you do when you come to Hawaii. You avoid all the tourists and the high-priced hotels in Honolulu. And you come to lava fields. See any lava? Any fire out there? No fire.
Yeah, you have to look down all the way down there, like where that smoke is coming out. That's all lava right now.
Oh yeah.
If it was nighttime, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah. We're gonna come back at night and try to do the little trip inside.
When you drive in, they're gonna try to stop you at like the first little parking, because they want you to walk through and like rent bikes and buy shit, right? So it's kind of like everyone's helping everybody, stacking it. But if you just tell them, like my friend Kenji Jones, he lives out there, then you can actually drive to the last house, park on the side, and just do a short little walk.
What?
His name's Kenji Jones. My name, my best house was taken by lava like 20 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Kenji Jones. So we just say we know Kenji Jones, and we're going to drive out there.
So you experienced the lava coming down. You live in
I
Calipano?
was young,
Yeah, you were young. Do you remember, have memories of it?
Yeah, it was slow. Like it took the houses one by one. It wasn't like a movie where it was just
Yeah,
gushing
right,
lava
right.
through, but like it was slow and everybody got to evacuate. There's nobody
The
like.
whole town's gone now.
Yeah, and the church that you seen on the way down, that thing was actually down here. They moved the whole church.
Wow.
And then there's a store called Walter's Store. It was like the old school, and that it circled it for like a while before it even took it. He was like up on the roof, didn't want to evacuate.
Oh my
He had to
gosh.
come in with the helicopter.
Oh, and getting.
Oh my. This is in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And
Wow.
Really interesting. Yeah.
That must have been
So where'd
scary
you all
time.
move to then?
we moved up to Mountain View.
Up to, yeah.
Yeah. My mom guys had a little piece up there, so they ended up building a house up there. But yeah, we all came back down after all the stuff was gone, and everyone in the neighborhood just stood there and watched the houses one by one.
One
Like,
by one
it took
burn.
his house. Oh, now your house. And like,
Oh my gosh.
it was like a huge thing, yeah.
Oh.
And it came up. I remember being a little kid, terrified, like not knowing, like
bet.
realizing, like why are we even standing?
Yeah, like there's hot lava coming, folks. Yeah.
Well, you can feel it, like heat. There's heat waves off. of
Right,
it, but,
right.
like, you can see it coming, and you know, my
And at
dad
night.
and all his friends are like poking the sticks, and like the lava's coming up as it's burning it, and you're
Wow.
a kid, you're like, oh,
Yeah, really.
terrified.
Oh.
So did you did the government give you any money for your homes and all that, or?
Insurance?
I'm
Or?
sure there's something. I was so young. That
Yeah.
was my mom and dad's trip, but
Can you get lava insurance on there?
no, unfortunately. And
Kinda
you're
like
not,
where-
if it is coming, like the home just got taken out about 3 years ago, and guys are they're hiring people with bulldozers and trying to build berms.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then they couldn't. It became against the law to do that because now you're offsetting it, and it might take a house that would never have took it.
Have got, so
Oh,
they just
'cause
let
you're
nature
manipulating
take
the
its,
lava.
Manipulating it.
So
Oh,
let nature
yeah.
take its course,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of.
That's
Yeah.
how it was like a full thing. Like I was in Thailand actually when it was going down. We have like a little coffee shop. My dad lives there. And
Oh, cool. Where in Thailand?
Chiang Mai.
Oh, Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really nice place. I've been there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places. I tried to get my wife to move there. I said they got Starbucks. They got
Now like all the new hospital.
a new hospital. Yeah,
yeah.
and the weather's beautiful, and
5-star hospital now.
Chiang Mai's beautiful. Yeah.
So I was watching it though, like all the stuff that was going on because
Oh,
Pahoa, it was like really close. They were building evacuation routes out, and
Oh, I bet,
it was taking
yeah.
a while to get there, and then finally it just got to a zone because it goes with the grab, like.
Oh,
with
sure,
the
yeah.
zone. So
Mhm.
got to a spot where it could slow down and not cool down, and I don't know how many feet away or yards or whatever, but it was close. So we still got that whole Malama, the Malama Mark down there, and the
Yeah,
castle,
right.
Yeah.
that whole circle roundabout.
Wow.
How long did it take? How long?
Fuck, it was going on for at least a month.
A month, yeah.
Going down,
Yeah.
slowly,
And
slowly.
There
Yeah.
is one part where up in there, I don't know what part, but my friend had property up there. And it was steep enough there and hot enough lava because that's how fast the lava goes. Is if it's super hot,
Yeah.
it's gonna go. But
Oh,
it's
sure.
And
slow,
steep.
you know. So it's steep and it's hot enough, and my friend's got a picture of it where it's actually a river.
Like a river.
Oh
I've
my
seen,
gosh.
And there's
yeah.
trees going, and it's just
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
trees going down.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
some of it we
That was
see,
their backyard.
like this is smooth, but then you see some that's just like it's pushed, it's just all
Yeah.
craggy and it's pushed all these big rocks and it's amazing. Of
Yeah,
course-
it's all the heat depends on how hot and
Mhm.
where it's
Yeah.
coming out from the ground and how steep up it is.
So that setback there, this land wasn't here, right here we're standing on, or no?
this was a beach.
This was a
This
beach.
was the old Kaimu that was running here, and the Royal Gardens was the neighborhood up
Mhm.
there. Like, so instead of coming down where you guys are gonna go,
Yeah.
Right.
that was the neighborhood. There was like a Walker General Store instead of like how this is right here.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And this was the old Kaimu. And
So
it was
this
one
was
of the
beach.
best surf spots. It was,
Oh.
it was right there by Pipeline for Hawaii.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
a top
Really?
notch, yeah.
Oh my
top notch, and
gosh.
It was called Drain Pipe.
Drain pipe.
And Kaimu was a big beach. Just blacker sand than
Oh,
Pulu.
yeah.
Did you guys
Oh, yeah,
see
we
it?
did.
Yeah, we stopped
did,
the salmon.
More black than that, and just
Oh.
coconut trees.
Oh.
And right now, at one point, there's sand reforming, but we just walked down. I haven't been down here in like 5 years.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, a long time. moved to Thailand for a while and in the North Shore. But it's all rocks from the ocean, from all these king tides coming in that rolled all these rocks in. So it's like you won't be able to see any sand down there, but it was a gorgeous black sand.
Gorgeous black sand.
So you have a coffee shop in Thailand. Okay. I got a really good idea for your coffee shop that would draw visitors to your coffee shop.
What's that?
Get some pictures of what happened here from your friends when it was happening and all that, and you narrate it and make it into a video and put it on a loop in your coffee shop, and people would come and drink coffee just to listen to your story. And it's no, serious. You're an eyewitness to something historic that's happened,
very historic.
and it's never happened, of course, in Chiang Mai.
It's not,
I don't think they have. Do they have any volcanoes in Thailand? No. All right, so this is like they have tsunamis, you have lava. Yeah. So it would be like a signature thing, you know, for your. Well, where's that coffee shop that's got the guy who lived through the lava thing? and have a loop and have pictures of you, you know, that you can buy with standing next to the lava fields or stuff like that. You know, you could become like the paper should do a story on you. No, serious. Yeah. And get a little notoriety out there. Yeah, I survived the lava.
My family.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Bob.
Elijah.
Bob Funk. Elijah. Oh, that's a good biblical name.
Thank you.
You going to go to heaven, Elijah?
Maybe.
Well, if you know Jesus, you can. It's pretty easy. He made it easy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he paid for all of our sins. Are you Buddhist?
Yeah, I'm Buddhist.
All right. Well, you can listen. It's free. Jesus, God, who made everything, including all the volcanoes, He sent His Son down here so we could come home to heaven. Easy. He died on the cross to pay for all of our sins, and He says, if you just put your faith in me, Jesus, I'll pay your way to heaven. One-way ticket free, and you become a child of God. God's got the big Father God up there. He's a really good God. I don't know what Buddhists believe, but anyhow, He loves you. He made you, and He wants you to come home to heaven.
It's good.
So I hope you get to know Jesus.
All right,
Yeah.
Elijah,
Check Him out.
Big prophet.
Yeah.
You
He
know the
really is
Bible.
good.
Yeah.
I met him when I was a little boy.
I'm Rin, by the way.
Rin?
Elijah.
I'm Bob. Good to meet you, Rin.
Rin?
Yeah.
I'm Beth.
Yeah.
Beth and Bob.
You married a good woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You got a lot of joy, Rin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Thai people are so hospitable. They're so kind. Yeah, it's in their culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time in Thailand.
And Hawaiians are too.
They're very similar. They because they believe in gods and you know, goddesses and spirits and all that kind of stuff. And the land is
But we met so many,
self-sustaining
really.
from the land and the ocean, and Thailand's very similar.
Yeah, but they're just warm people. All the people that we've met are just real friendly.
Really,
yeah, that's where aloha comes from.
Aloha,
you know?
you're right.
It comes from you don't have something to eat or sleep, and
aloha.
Yeah, you can come in and eat and sleep.
Yeah, I like that.
They don't ask for anything in return.
It's like a big family.
They leave it up to that person. If you know, give back.
We like it. We're having a good time.
Yeah, you guys go and enjoy.
Elijah.
I wish there was some sand. There was. It was reforming beautiful, but you can see it's gonna get sucked out again. That's how these beaches come. They come in rocky. They go back sandy.
There's more black sand beaches farther up. Or no?
There is. Yeah.
Is
Mayting Elephant Park.
Who?
Oh wait.
What's the name of your cafe if I get to Chiang Mai?
Oh, Woozy's Coffee Shop.
Woozy?
Woozy
Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a website?
No, you don't. No, it's just a little tiny. You can't even sit in it. It's just a tiny little.
Okay.
They have smoothies, coffee. My dad guys grow coffee over there, so.
fresh coffee.
I grow up on the
love
mountain,
coffee. Yes.
1,000 feet up, and
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so organic that because they can't take care of it, they don't have that much staff. So it's just it's organic as it gets.
It
You know
really.
what I mean, whatever makes it, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Well,
It's good.
It's good coffee.
Okay.
Well, we enjoyed meeting you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you.
That was
Thank you, mahalo, and I hope to see you on YouTube.
Shout out to Bob and Beth.
Yes, amen. Thank you. God bless you.
Remember his uncle's name?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to lie and say that I'm his uncle's friend, just to make that clear to my audience out there. However, it is a clever idea. Well, that was a God moment. Well, hold it. We're going to pray. Lord, that couple there, as they walk away, we just pray for them that they'll come to know Jesus. The real God, the real Creator, the real Savior. Lord, we just bless them, Father. We bless their business. and their families in Jesus' name. Amen. We're off to see the wizard. All right, so that was an amazing God encounter. That was really something. Oh no, this is too funny. In our country, we have green grass with brown poop. In this country, they have black lava with white poop. I won't try to explain that. All right, here we go. That's your step.
Wow. Eyewitness.
Yeah, how unusual to run into a guy who was actually here when this lava came flowing through here 27 years ago.
This is town. They watched the houses burn.
Yeah, they watched their homes burn one by one. Yeah, they all had to move. I doubt if they had insurance to cover lava. I'm sure on this particular part of the island that insurance would be very high if you could get it.
Yeah, it's like us getting flood insurance.
Yeah, like getting flood insurance in New Orleans. You want flood insurance? Ha ha ha. Yes, here we are. So the ground here, it looks like black sand, because it is black sand. And things are beginning to grow. These rocks here, they evolved to stand on top of one another over 3 billion years like that, just by chance. It's amazing. Yep. Amazing what evolution can do. All right. Getting near the ocean. Hey.
Pretty crazy out there.
Is it?
Yeah.
What can you see? Ocean.
Yeah, there's like no beach really. It's just a like lava coast.
Yeah, yeah, it's really very natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is nice.
It's been a good. Yeah.
Better than Honolulu. Better than Honolulu, right?
Honolulu's nice, but this is good.
See ya. Bye bye. I think it's better than Honolulu. I'm not much for big cities, high prices, and surrounded with 1 billion people on my vacation. Oh, look at this. Oh man. There's some more rocks that evolved over there. It's amazing how they do that. Natural selection at work. Wow. Oh. I'd like to take some of those stones home for my rock wall. Here, come over here, honey. Come over here. Right there, it's flat. Oh, I love the sound of the surf. Oh look, there's Sarah Palin's house. Wow. Oh, wow, I love this place. Yeah, I think those are probably religious something, symbols. Alright, that's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed the tour. This is as good as anything we'll see in Hawaii. And we just stumbled upon it. The Holy Spirit. There's a big one. That's a big one. Woo. Oh yeah. Wow, that's awesome. There you go. This was an awesome place, not even on the big tourist maps, but the Lord led us here, right?
Right.
God's really been leading us today to some spectacular experiences and adventures, meeting people, really cool people, and now this really cool place. This is probably, I don't know if there's a nicer place in Hawaii. We just stumbled upon it, off the beaten track. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Now, on to Hilo, on the East Coast, the big city, the East Coast equivalent of Kona. And I don't know what we're going to do there, but the Lord knows. We're having a good time, really a good day. I'm getting a little tired, but not too bad. And we have a room reserved there. It's such a long drive here, we decided we'd stay overnight so we can do the East Coast stuff today and on Tuesday. Today's 24th, and head on back on Wednesday. Hopefully do a little snorkeling. We haven't snorkeled yet, can you believe it? And then head out on Thursday for home. Home sweet home. Bye for now. Alright, believe it or not, this is a surfing place. We just saw some guys get out of their cars with surfboards. In fact, there's one there with a surfboard. I'm going to go on here. Oh, maybe I'll go around. Alright, let's sit there. Here we go. There's the nice soft beach sand. Here's the beach. Yeah. Reminds me of when I was a kid. We had a rock pile. Whoops, that girl was in a bathing suit. They were fishing and swimming in the same place here. Pretty cool. Uh-oh. Oh! I just about got wet there. Better move over here. Over there's a bunch of surfers. What's that? Do you need help? Okay. Alright. Yeah, those things, those slippers are not the best for climbing. I grew up in a place like this in New Jersey, and we had jetties. We used to climb on them all the time. All right, pretty cool. That surf's trying to get me. There go the surfers. Wow. Pretty rough. Tough place to surf. Look at him go. Oh, the water's clear. Well, wish I could go in, but I'm not dressed for that yet. But I do have my bathing suit in the car. Yeah. More future surfers of Hawaii here. Gotta find my wife. Hope she didn't wash out the sea. Those trees cool. Very nice. Uh-oh. Lost my wife. There she is. Whoa, sorry, man.
I'm scared of my thing.
I think so. So sorry, Charlie. I think the feeling was mutual. But you didn't walk back there. I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. Yeah, I probably woke you up, right? Never wake a sleeping dog, right? It doesn't wake up your baby, that's for sure.
No, my grandson, he loves the ocean, I guess.
Yeah, it puts him to sleep.
Yeah, so
He's a good sleeper. Yeah, I feel the same way. When I get near the ocean, it relaxes me, and I can really.
I love the ocean.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it does. Especially after you swim in a while.
Yeah.
And you get in the sun, and then you go lay down, you're out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jenny?
Yeah. Beautiful place.
I'll show you. See all the white?
What? Oh, yeah, white coral.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh, yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Virginia. Virginia Beach.
Long way. Yeah.
5,000 miles.
Yeah?
Yeah, first time we're celebrating our birthday and anniversary. 70th birthday and 48th anniversary.
Wow, that's great. I remember going to Virginia Beach. This is a long time ago. But I went to visit, well, I was going to stay in Maryland. But I missed Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
So before I left there, a friend of mine in Maryland went to Virginia Beach. So
It's pretty there.
Yeah,
Not as nice as pretty as here, but it's nice.
this is gorgeous. We're loving it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in that
Even the California, the Pacific from California.
Not like
I
this.
mean, it smells.
Oh, yeah, with all the cities there. This is clean.
Yeah. You know, it's a bit Pacific. I mean,
Oh, I know. Over here, where they're putting in the boat, you see straight down. It's so nice and clean.
even though when they launch, you jump in there and you swim around the iceberg, there's a food from the water.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go outside, like down here and everything else, when there's no fumes, it's much different.
It's much nicer.
Much nicer.
Looks like there's surfers down there too, Bob.
They surf down there, they surf well out here and in the bay.
Well, usually the tides are not like this, but
These are king tides.
So these are big.
Yeah, the moon and the sun are lined up. Double gravity. So we got extra high tide.
Oh.
for the last 3 months, yeah.
Yeah.
The third month.
Oh wow.
And it's
When the
kinda
moon
nice
comes
because
around and it
the
messes up the
rabbits
extra.
love walking off the feathers.
Yeah, the water doesn't come over the field normally.
Yeah.
You go down there, it's all the way up to the top of the field.
Oh, I know. I almost got splashed down there.
But yeah, it's king tides are right
King
now.
tide. So the moon and the sun give it
It's
a
alignment.
Right, the sun's on the other, they're both in line.
Right now they get almost in line in a double gravity field. That's what comes with the tides anyway. The sun is low. So now we got a double whammy here.
Yeah, that's why the surf.
But yeah, look at it now. It's really high. We came this morning and you could see all the rocks out there. The water was way below. Now it's high tide.
Wow, well, it's been gorgeous. We've just driven up the road coming up all the way up there. Really amazing.
Yeah, 130 or 137.
Can't stop it, but every car goes.
Just be cautious.
Yes.
When you go up to the water, if the rocks are wet, that means it's splashing up there.
Right.
And this water, it's not prejudice. He doesn't care if you're yellow, black, brown, purple, he'll take you.
Yeah, it'll suck you out, huh?
Yeah, he'll just take you. So be very careful. Because we got about 2 months ago, the lady drowned down here.
What?
She drowned down here.
Oh, wow.
Your side you took her out?
She was out here swimming. She was an elderly lady.
Oh.
And
No, but maybe she had some health problems.
Yeah, maybe.
But she drowned, but it wasn't a bad weather condition or anything.
Yeah.
We figured it was a health problem.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
she was
the
old.
currents is strong over there. I
Well,
saw
I
the
wouldn't
kids.
swim there.
Did you guys go swimming?
No, we didn't. Not yet.
I'm a
Well,
little...
no, if you see in, you know, like where,
Yeah, right when they launch. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Right.
Because my grandbaby,
This one, he jumps off the
he doesn't
field.
know how to swim, but we have a little
Yes, yeah.
lot of little kids, they jump off, and look, it's actually more safe, right? And then, being a little colloid, last going off, so I told him, as soon as he gets up, I'm going to take a swim.
Put his vest on and let him go jump and play. And hopefully he sleeps good tonight. He doesn't wake up 6:30
Yes,
in the morning.
exactly. Wear them out. We're grandparents too. We know about that. Yeah, come on. Well, thank you. Aloha. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, because I was going, why is there white?
Where are we going there?
Well, I think we have to drive. It's down there. See, there's surfers.
Oh.
I'd just like to get a picture for David.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we can try.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we can get there. We can walk down through there though.
I think we can drive, but maybe you're right.
No, mommy, no.
So here we are. Oh, come over here, Beth. Car coming. So we're meeting all kinds of really cool Hawaiian people, getting to know how friendly they are. And so this is not far from where that one young guy told us used to be called the drain pipe, second only to the pipeline. But since the big lava flow 27 years ago, it killed the drain pipe. So now they can't do the world-class surfing there like they used to. But I guess they still do some surfing here. There's a
better one out there. Before we leave, I want to see that.
Okay. Hi. Here we are going through the beautiful jungle. Beth of the jungle. She loves jungle. I know, there's no way that we need like a 70mm IMAX camera to really capture that. Alright, there's surfers out there. Let's see. We're doing this for you, David, so you can see what surfing is like out here on the east coast of Hawaii. Can we sneak through? Thanks. Alright, here's the soft, cuddly beach. And out there, probably can't see him, there's 2 surfers. Now more, 3. Very pretty, very picturesque. Very dangerous to get in the water, it looks like. I don't know where you get in the water here without hurting yourself. You're getting out of the water. God bless those guys, keep them safe. Oh, Jesus, you made a beautiful island here. Thank you, Jesus. They got a lookout station over there. They got a lookout station over there, hon. Maybe for the surfers? I don't know. Let's walk around. Alright, we'll check out this lookout station. Whew, it's hot. Thank God for the breeze. Thank you, Lord. Oh, it's a lifeguard station.
By the bathroom? Where's that? There's a line in between the bathroom and here. All getting worked on. So up by the bathroom.
So you're a lifeguard?
Yeah.
So my son's a surfer. I just got to come over here and check it out a little. How do you get in?
Get in right here. See that little keyhole right there?
That little work?
That's the sign.
Yeah.
Walk out. You can, but it's not the best for swimming. I'm not going to go far. Yeah. Hang out and get wet. Yeah.
Because of the king tides?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of high.
The king tides making it real high right now. It's fine right now.
Yeah.
But it's not the most friendly swimming spot.
Yeah, you don't want to get washed against the rocks.
Yeah.
Does that happen very often?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like one time.
Yeah, I would think. Wash against the rocks, it gets scraped. You know, unless you're offshore, how do you prevent that? So, I understand that down the coast a little ways, they used to have a really famous place called the Drain Pipe. 27 years ago, before the lava came through.
Before the
Kalapana, yeah. I talked to a kid who grew up there. He was telling me about it. He was there when the lava came through.
Yeah. I never got to see it. It's a little older than me, so.
Yeah.
I just hear stories how great it was.
Yeah, they would just watch their houses get burned down as they were standing there.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy.
Luckily, there's still a part of Kalapana down there, though.
Yeah, there's a little colony there. Yeah. So, well, it's a beautiful coastline. That drive up the coast from here to there, wow, that's spectacular.
Yeah, from Kalapana.
From Kalapana down, yeah, along that coast, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good coastline for taking pictures.
Yeah, especially one part where the cliffs are high and the water spurts way up. I forget the name of it.
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, yeah. Wow. Wow, what a beautiful.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Very nice. Well, I hope that you like it in your job and you don't have to jump out there with your little board. You had to do that?
Oh yeah,
Really?
just not today though.
Just not today. How far away from nearest hospital? How far away from the hospital?
It's about an hour from here.
Yeah.
An hour drive.
You don't want to really get hurt.
Yeah, the main little hospital for the northeast side is
Upper Gilo. Wow. We have helicopters?
Yeah, I got one on the east side.
Yeah. So if a guy broke his back or something, they could
Most of the time.
chop her out.
The choppers, this part out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, be safe.
Yeah,
Thank you. All right, I don't know if any of that recorded, but that was for you, David. People get hurt here all the time.
Oh, tell me what, stop, tell me what.
The hospital is an hour away. They do have choppers, so they can use that.
Wow.
People get scraped against the rocks all the time. The tides are high today because they're called king tides because the sun and the moon are lined up. When the moon is in the 7th hour, and Jupiter. So anyhow, they're high tides, but he's letting them go out there and swim anyhow. He's pretty liberal. Beautiful place.
Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow, and blessings all mine with 10,000 besides. Thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness.
5,000-foot astronomical site.
All right. So here we are having dinner at a place right next to our hotel, and Beth is very happy.
Makes it all worthwhile.
Check out the view. Oh my gosh. Right on the bay. This really is a beautiful setting. Very beautiful setting. And I'm here too, enjoying this unique 48th anniversary early celebration and 70th birthday. Beth turned 70 in July and I turned 70 in February, so it's our 70th year celebration. And we're about to have a delicious dinner and then sleep really, really well tonight.
Okay, leap forward.
Okay, let's turn this off. Here we are at a little side road on this incredibly beautiful cove. Just hard to believe we're actually here. But there's Beth as proof. We're here. We're here.
Yes, in the jungle, the rainforest.
In the rainforest, yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely in the jungle.
There's no way to describe it.
Yeah, there's no way this film is going to capture the complexity, the beauty, the density. It's just incredible. I'm going to do a little video here along this path. You really can't see. It's going to be bouncy because the path is so uneven off the roots. Look at that. Look at the roots. Wow. I love those roots. Yeah, I don't think you can find a more picturesque spot in the world than places like this in Hawaii. Hawaii. This is really... Talk about sticking your neck out. There's the beach. Two friends from Malaysia. Yes, I know you're praying that I don't fall in. Me too. And that my iPhone doesn't fall in. Me too. I'm just going to go a little bit quieter. Very carefully here. Can't see it, but there's little black crabs crawling all over this hole down there. Very, very cool. Like fiddler crabs. Very cool. There she goes, Bride of America, sailing out from Hilo Harbor right there, which is right in front of where we're staying in this youth hostel type place. Doesn't have air conditioning, but it's got a great view, got a great breeze. Oh, a little closer there. I hope. There it is. It is moving very slowly. This is the no-wake zone. Yeah. Yeah. Let's hit it out. There it is. So here's where we are staying our last night in Hilo here.
It was a good cruise line.
Are you having a good time there, Mrs. Fox?
Yes, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I've had so much fun. I'm so tired.
We're worn out.
Yeah, we're worn out from having so much fun.
We need a vacation for the vacation.
I didn't want to do that.
I know.
So we're resting tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, go rest.
Yeah, you too.
Right.
You got the keys though.
Okay, here we are on the movie set for Metro Golden Mare. This is Beth Fox. She's trying out for the lead role in the new Tarzan movie.
Actually, I'm really just
And
photographer.
she has to eventually leap off of there into the water from that up where the falls is. So she's just trying to get her bearings here, get oriented before she does her spectacular dive with her leopard skin bathing suit. Yeah, this is quite the place. Very popular, lots of people. And here I am, your trusty commentator for Beth's excellent adventure in Hilo Land, Hawaii. All right.
Now, what are the
You have
trails
to keep
to?
back. No diving allowed. All right. So, I'm gonna go up here. Yeah, we can. You know, you can never have enough viewpoints. So it's very warm and humid here. You really wouldn't want to be outside here too long, unless you really want to lose some weight sweating. Check out the jungle. If that ain't jungle, I ain't Bob. That is something else. I tell you what, Disneyland has nothing on this.
There, I want to stand over there. I want to show.
Yeah, these are. Oh. All right, I'm standing over here. Here I am. This is.
Put your camera down.
Put my camera down. All right, putting my camera down.
And here.
Hello, aloha, mahalo, Okinawa, Sukanaki, Kabo Jijia, Abajudubazaba. All right, that area is closed. Got some major knots on that tree. Now here's a good example of where they need to trim those trees so that they don't get in the way of the photography. Somebody actually broke that branch, but oh well. Can't have perfection in everything. That is a magnificent waterfall. I love the cave underneath too. Very cool. Let's see if I can get up above here. Rainbow water. There's Beth filming. Waterfall reflects rainbow. This is some kind of jungle. All right, you got it? What's your step? the rainbow falls. Bluebirds fly. Look, there are people hiking back on the lava back there. That's not probably authorized. And there's got some mini rainbow falls down there. There's always a wannabe. So, yeah, they've really got to do some Tarzan movie here. This is really cool. And do you think it's worth the hike up there? You want to go up to the top of the... You want to go there? Beth wants a full Rainbow Falls experience, so we're going to go up the winding staircase to heaven here. Rainbow Falls, look how... All right. There it is. All right. No swimming, no diving. Wading in this river is dangerous. They got piranhas in there to keep the tourists out. All right. That is a man-eating plant right there. If you stuck your hand in it, it would bite your fingers off. Not really, but it would make for an interesting sign, though, for tourists.
You're entertaining yourself mostly.
Check out these highly crafted stones here.
If he's not talking to someone, he's talking to himself.
Rick Minnick, I need to tell you, this is not pretty work. This is not pretty work, but it gives the illusion of being in the jungle, I guess. You go ahead of me, hon. I can make sure that you don't fall backwards.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. We're going up to the altar where they sacrifice the tourists who don't pay their hotel bills.
I'm serious. You're not even taking pictures, you're just talking. It's starting to get on my nerves a little bit.
Uh-oh, I'm getting on my wife's nerves. They also sacrifice husbands up here who don't get on their wife's nerves. All right, look. There's a river that runs through here. Oh, wow. I've got lots of pretty pictures. I want funny commentary.
Nobody's going to sit and listen to your hours of
Well, you never know. All right. Wow, look at that guy. Not smart. Well, young men do things like that. Part of young women too, oh my gosh.
They don't say it's a chicken fight.
That's beautiful, huh? Let me get a picture of you in front of the falls or something. Yeah. This is an example of one of those finger-eating plants I talked about.
Oh, everybody left?
Oh, the other side?
Ooh,
Oh,
my hand, my hand. No, it doesn't hurt. Here, what's in there? Da-da-da-da-da.
Watch out.
Check out these orange flowers. Yeah, we don't know where those flowers came from. Flowers from heaven. All right. Tell you what. This is to show you that whining kids sound the same in any language. I know.
Just water.
Well, you probably couldn't hear it, but that kid was whining in some language. But all kids, no matter what language they whine in, sound like whining kids. It proves the theory of evolution that we all descended from one single cell animal organism.
Where we are. Okay.
Here, you want to hold this out the window? Like this. Hold it straight out. There, I think you want to go forward.
You want me to get the road?
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Well, I would rather just enjoy it. Well, I don't. See, I don't know what you can see. There's a bunch of trees.
All right. I wonder if there's. That car's been there a while. Oh man. It's drop dead gorgeous down there. Look at that. Wow. I will. We're walking down. Somebody had fun there. Wow. I don't know if you can see the rocks down there. Oh, it is really beautiful down here. This is the jungle. Yeah. Wow. Yep. This is the kind of place where God would have walked with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day with the gurgling stream. My goodness, there's a piece of a car down there. Guess came through there on a flood. whoever did that flamingo really was a good artist. And then the question is, how did they do it? They had to have ladders. Number 4. Beautiful, beautiful. There's a lot of human junk around here. Bicycles over there. There's a rear end of a car down there. That's from the flood.
Wow.
So here we are in Jungle Land. Quite the place. Anybody want to climb a vine here? Tarzan vine. Wonder how long this car's been here. Huh. People just seem to abandon cars around here. We just see cars lying on the road, half stripped, or in this case, it's kind of a junker. The windows are down. Judging by, I don't know. Those tire tracks, I don't know how fresh they are. There could be somebody down there. You never know. Anyhow, this be the jungle. God bless Hawaii. God bless the people of Hawaii. Lord, bring revival to Hilo. Let Hilo shout hallelujah. Let it be known as Hallelujah Hilo. Hallelujah Hilo. Hallelujah. I love the sound, yeah. Probably as you tune in more.
You do.
I want to make sure this is going at, what are we doing here? Yeah, it says video. Okay, I want to make sure it's videoing. Wow. Like silent sentinels. Hazardous cliff. Yeah, something else. Well, we're so glad that we came here to Hawaii. Kind of a dream come true. Whew. I picked up a rotten coconut. Now my fingers smell like rotten coconut. Ugh. Yeah, Beth is really loving this. She can't get enough of it. It's so different than where we've been in our life. Even Florida really can't compare to this. This is tropical, I'd say times 10 of what it is in Florida. Not so much the heat difference. Well, it's a rainforest for one thing. Well, Florida gets a lot of rain, but the variety of plants, the size of the plants, it's way beyond Florida, right, Beth? Yeah. And of course the scenic ocean settings were The rocks are crashing up against the lava cliffs. Pretty hard to find that any other place.
Where are these coming from?
I don't know where those pretty orange flowers are coming from. My stick again. All right.
Up there, I see it.
Oh, okay.
Look up there, there's one. Up there.
Oh, okay, there are some pretty orange flowers that flutter down from time to time and decorate the path. Boy, it is humid. It is sweaty. I am humid. I know. Ah, where's that golf cart when you need it? They're just trying to make us feel bad, right?
They just tease us. Oh, here.
Look at this. Those, I think those are, that's a banana tree. Yeah, probably banana. No, I don't know. Looks like banana. I call you banana. Pretty purple flowers here. Very nice. Big vines everywhere. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. We sang this in Brazil in 2013. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Whoa, bye. Whoa, bye. Yep. Well, we're leveling out here. Hawaii Botanical. Do not leave the public shoreline. You will be trespassing.
Yeah. Hawaii
Yep.
Tropical Botanical Garden. Oh, then you can take that one on again.
Well, let's go down this way.
That's quite a ways down.
No, there's the ocean right there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I came to see.
The ocean.
I've seen enough botanical plants to last me about 3 ice ages.
Oh, I could stay here forever.
Beth could stay here forever. She's a tropical girl. She like hot. She like humid. She like big plant. She like banana and lava and Hawaii. There they are. Seems like we ought to see something prehistoric animal come out of all this, but yeah, I guess that's the next trip. Right. Oh my gosh. Strong current. Is it AC or DC? I don't know if it's so strong. I'm going to go see. This looks like a Robinson Crusoe film. Oh man, we gotta come back and do a movie here. Look at that tree over there. Look at that tree that's curved just above the water. No movie set designer could make this up. Well, the rocks here are really nice. There's one with some red in it. Let me see. Some red lava. Oh, that's nice, yeah. Some of the rocks I'd like to bring home. But, got a 50-pound weight limit, and I already brought too much to Hawaii. Getting closer. Oh man, oh man. Hey Beth. Hey Beth. Stand there and I want to get a picture of you with my iPhone. Or that backdrop. Alright, signing off just think the tide's coming in. Looking for a move. Alright. That was quite an adventure. Look at all the roots I'm contending with down here. Roots, roots! They're rooting for me. Oh, that was slippery. Thank you, thank you. Alright. I'm back up the dusty trail. Here we are at the Papa Falls. That is not Spanish, that is Hawaiian.
I just don't want to be in the
Well, I
sun.
know, but you need nice people to believe you. I think. Turn around and look at those pictures.
Imagine. Just on a jungle. I gotta get on myself.
This is what the tourists don't see. There's a little guy over there. And the fish climb up there. Now supposedly there's a little fish, a goby, that climbs up the walls of that cliff, 442 feet, all the way up to the top to lay its eggs. Comes from the ocean, down to the pool, and then climbs up that fall. Do you believe that? I've got some land in Florida, some swampland to sell you. No, that's true, according to the signs out here. A little fish climbs up those walls, those little suction cup feet, and goes along the sides of the water. And if that's true, somebody needs to make a movie of that. That would be incredible. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Show her I picked.
All right, we
I
got
picked this blue for Ava.
blue for Ava. Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Got 50% off. Pick an ugly
All
one.
right, we're gonna pick a cultured pearl.
Cracked up shell. They usually have prettier pearl.
Let me get my glasses on. I can see what I'm doing.
All right.
Oh, which one looks ugly and chipped? This one? Or here? That one looks ugly and chipped.
Okay, put him right here.
You think that's a good one?
Okay.
Okay, so there's a little ceremony.
All right.
There's a little ceremony. You want to tap your oyster 3 times and then
Okay.
say aloha to welcome your pearl.
One.
Aloha.
Yeah.
See what
We'll
we
make sure he
have.
feels comfortable coming out.
See what Ava. Ava
You
gets.
have two.
Two. Ava, you got two.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful pink
Oh my
pearl.
gosh.
Oh,
Look at that.
All right, Ava. One for
Wow.
Ava. One for Ava. Okay.
Wow, two. Is that unusual to have two?
It's a little unusual, yeah. So let me just clean these up with a little bit of
Wasn't a
ordinary
third one,
tape.
right?
Wow.
third one.
That's pretty. Pretty.
Well,
Good
thank
job
you.
there, Grandma. You
Well,
can
good-
pick them.
Good job, Ava.
You can pick them.
Now, would you like to see these in a nice Hawaiian setting today?
I think we'll just take the photos. Yeah, they're for my granddaughter. Otherwise, that would be tempting.
Well, we have lots of other things for you to take a look at.
Oh, yeah.
So let me get these in a little package.
Thank you. Awesome.
Wow, that is cool. Check them out here.
So they put them in a setting.
It's very pretty. Kilauea again.
We just saw Mauna Kea and
That was a tree, yeah. It's just getting the rod right here. Alright, so here's where we're... Visitor Center. We have our popular bathrooms. The observatory. So it's our second time here, and there's more smoke, which is good. Hopefully we see some fire. Land of blood, fire, and smoke. So we got the smoke at least today. Well, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Day. Crater, doesn't it? This is where the aliens landed and they created all human life billions of years ago. We descended from them. Panspermia, according to apparently we have an experiment going on here. University of Hawaii. What are they measuring? Huh. Here we are in the wind-blown Mauna Loa, Mauna Kea, Kilauea. Huh. Can I ask you what you're measuring?
Hello. We're measuring the volcanic gases coming out of the vent.
Oh, you have a spectrometer?
That's right.
Yeah. Wow, good.
An imaging spectrometer. So basically we measure spectra.
Yeah.
And so we look at features in this. The different gases have like fingerprints.
Oh yeah.
And so basically, looking at the depth of these features, we can tell how much gas is in the plume.
Right.
So we're looking at sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide.
Do you see a variance in that a lot, or is it pretty consistent?
We are not doing like monitoring, we're testing. These are sort of new instruments.
You're calibrating them. Yeah. Got it. Wow. Pretty interesting. Yeah. And that's for, what is that for? That little.
It's for cooking lunch.
You're so funny.
Or to calibrate the instrument, because what we do is, because these are infrared spectrometers, we sort of calibrate.
Right.
And so we use.
That is not for calibrating the instrument.
No.
The problem are actual somewhat expensively developed calibrators rather than broke. And that is our short-term MacGyver solution.
I've got a cigarette lighter you could use, maybe.
Orange.
Yeah.